hurt. Kenny Pickett came in, so they split. How does the Eagles' defense, I think it kind of matches up pretty well with Jayden Daniels because they got some good movers at linebacker. But you tell me, what's the film say, Eagles' defense against Jayden Daniels?
Yeah, that'll be interesting because the Eagles have not really been this particular year. I can't remember all of Vic Fangio. He's been in the league a long time. The Eagles don't really spy Jayden Daniels. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle his movement. Because in that last game, the Week 16 game that the Commanders won, there was a really big 4th and 11 play late in the third quarter where Jayden Daniels ran for 29 yards because he saw a lane right in front of him and he just took off. The Eagles' defense has obviously been really, really good. And a lot of it, to me, is the little details in how they play their coverages and what they do with their fronts. But certain players have really incrementally and, in some cases, really significantly improved over the course of the season. Colin, you know, they had a ton of unknowns going into the season, and no one could have predicted they'd all turn out to be positive. Zach Bond had never played stack backer. Here's Quinyon Mitchell. You didn't know. He's a first-round pick out of Toledo. You didn't know. Cooper DeJean, he had been hurt. He didn't play till week 6, I believe. All these things, Nakobe Dean had been hurt. All these things turned out not just to be positives, but extreme positives. So this is a defense with good players, a really good scheme that they execute at a really, really high level.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about this more and more because I keep saying throw out that week 16 game, whatever week it was, the last time that they faced each other. And I encourage fans to do that, specifically fans, just because of all the various reasons that I've already highlighted a million different times in terms of Jalen Hurts being injured and even the Commanders having a million turnovers that you can't necessarily rely on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I think Jayden Daniels having such success against the Eagles, especially later in the game, against not only the Eagles defense themselves, whether we want to blame because of, again, they couldn't dominate the time of possession that they would like to have done, or, Gardner Johnson getting, CJ Gardner Johnson being literally thrown out of the game. It's irrelevant because Jayden Daniels kind of still showed his brand of special. Like, I've been saying this to Eagles fans for a while now. Like, Jayden Daniels is a legitimately great quarterback. He really is. He is a special quarterback. And the Eagles players themselves know it because they saw it up close and personal. And which is great. They're not thrown off by it now. They know what to expect. They know who he is. And the benefit of having an awesome defensive coordinator who's been in the NFL for like 97 years is a massive advantage. Because you're not going to surprise him either. And now he got to face you. He got to make mistakes. He got to see where things went right and went wrong. And he gets to continue to evolve that game plan. And it's very similar that what we see the Pittsburgh Steelers and Lamar Jackson, like they know each other. The Lamar Jackson and the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, like these are all teams that they know each other very well. And especially the defensive head coaches like kind of know, okay, like this is what needs to be done. They are more familiar with the strengths and weaknesses. Whereas some of these other teams like the Buccaneers, the Lions, etc., they are not. Fangio has been able to face Jayden Daniels twice. Now, I think Jayden Daniels has gotten better every single week that he's played in the NFL. And I think he will still have plenty of moments throughout this game that people are kind of like, wow, that's impressive. But if anyone's going to be able to slow Jayden Daniels down right now, it would be Vic Fangio and the Philadelphia Eagles. Because he's faced them multiple times. He is best suited. The Philadelphia Eagles defense and Fangio are best suited to slow down Jayden Daniels out of any of the other teams, out of any other defenses, out of any of the other coaches. Because he's going to face him the most out of anyone. He's already faced him twice. That is a massive benefit for that defense and Fangio's game plan. So I have no true predictions of how that will unfold or what that will look like. Fangio's defensive mind and approach is going to go way over my head, which is kind of interesting because even Greg Cosell, if you really listen to him talk, like he didn't really say like, oh, this is what I think that they're going to do. Like he didn't really say anything. He said, well, will they spy him? I don't know. They didn't before. And he took off on a big run. Like that's the thing. You're giving more information to Fangio to work with now. Again, he's seen the successes. He's seen the failures. He's seen the approaches against the Bucs, against the Lions. He sees, okay, I got to start thinking like that this team is going to go for it on a lot of fourth downs. He knows all that now. There's really, I mean, what surprises could you throw out at the Eagles? And again, to me, I'm really looking at it through the lens of Fangio. Like this is going to be him pulling all those strings. This is going to be that coaching matchup. It's not even so much that I see it as, because a couple of these other games, I really saw it as coach on coach. And, on one side, I can kind of be like, oh, you know what? This is really going to be a battle of Cliff Kingsbury versus Fangio. And I don't see it that way. I see it more as a battle of Fangio versus Jayden Daniels. And how will he make Jayden Daniels uncomfortable? Because that's what you need to do. Make him uncomfortable. I don't mean mentally uncomfortable, because I think Jayden's very strong. You can't mentally make Patrick Mahomes uncomfortable, Josh Allen uncomfortable, but I just mean like gameplay uncomfortable. That's what I'm excited to see, what the Philadelphia Eagles have in store for that. Because the Eagles absolutely want to dictate the terms of this game. They want to be able to get in control of this game, and they want to do it quickly. They want to put themselves in a situation to be, 14-3, 21-7. Like they really need to play the game that they want to play. And it really does start with the defense. If the Commanders, get the kickoff in the beginning of the game and they go march down the field and it's 7-0, that puts amount of pressure on the Eagles that the Eagles don't want to manage. And again, it's not to say that the Eagles still can't win. I'm not saying any of that, but I'm just saying it's just like the Eagles, like when you're talking about this NFC Championship game and you're talking about going up against a team that should be, inferior to you, you just want to create the environment that puts you in the driver's seat, that sets you up to win this game. And there's kind of this whole battle where people think the Eagles are the better team, but the Commanders are a hotter team. And it's like, what would you rather be? The hotter team or the better team? And to me, the answer is always the better team. The better team will win more often than not. The better team has the ability to say, that's really great that you're hot. Well, here's some cold water. Welcome to Philly. So, and again, that's the benefit of having high-level coaching. It's why coaching matters so much. It's why experience with coaching matters so much. You can have a tremendous amount of trust that Fangio is working at this. And he's not going to be like, I've never seen a kid like this before. The dude's been coaching since like 1924. So it's great. And it's what the Eagles lacked last year. Big time. And they suffered massive negative consequences for it. So it's not a surprise that this year, they're now allowing 17.8 points per game. Pretty darn impressive. So this game is going to be so much more about Fangio versus Jayden Daniels than I think people realize. Because Jayden Daniels himself is on fire. No doubt about it. And some of the other players around him now are also catching fire. So it's going to be up to Fangio. I believe that the players themselves will execute. It's going to be, what is the game plan? What is going to be the attack? What is going to be the approach to slow down Jayden? That is what I would be looking for in this game. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles defense? How do you think it'll approach Jayden Daniels? And do you think they'll be able to, slow him down? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.